and the stars no longer shine when the sun falls from the sky.
I will be forever yours. You will be forever mine.
Liesl, you sound exactly like Claire Johnston.
And we look like twins. We could be twin sisters.
Welcome back to you. If you've just joined us, we have the wonderful privilege of having the legendary musical icon Claire Johnston here with us, lead singer of Mango Groove. Oh, that was amazing.
I'm telling you, there's a serious action in the making here.
Key there.
Three of us.
Yeah.
I can see it now.
Yes.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was a brilliant idea. Well done.
Definitely one of my favorite Mango Groove songs. But over 20 years of a successful career that you've had, there must have been some highlights, and I'm sure that well, we'd love for you to share some of those with us.
Wow, I mean, absolutely. The trick for me is where to begin. I mean, I'd probably have to start with things that mean more than music, and the first thing that leaps to mind is the inauguration of Nelson Mandela in 1994, performing there to a massive sea of people, being broadcast around the world, and just being part of something so special, so longed for. And you know, wow, that was sort of mind-blowing. I can still remember it so clearly. The other one that was very special...
What song did you sing, if I may ask?
We did a whole set. Special Star would have been one of them. We would have done about, I think, 6 songs.
And, okay, did Madiba at some point stand up and go,
Special Star! Special Star!
You're scaring me. I think he did.
But yeah, so furthermore, there must have been...
And then another very memorable occasion was performing at the huge concert celebrating the handover of Hong Kong to China. And that was in '97. That was quite stunning. We were there for the whole week prior, and just it was a sea of journalists and just chaos, and you know, just a sense of change and of, you know, being part of something huge.
So you've been part of big changes across the world.
Could it in fact be?
Could it be?
No.
But I mean, that is an international occurrence,
Yes.
and here you are as a South African band.
It was wonderful. It was a real compliment to be invited and to be there, and the crowd loved it. The crowd loved it. It was wonderful.
And the penny whistle sound that you took overseas,
that is the weirdest
basically
thing.
made famous.
The way people respond to that sound, and I think it's possibly because it's quite a folk instrument, so it probably has a universal resonance. And again, music and you know, you don't need language really with music, and I think that's one of the lessons I've learned.
And what would you say? I'm sure, I mean, there's many, but I mean, to date, what would you say is your most pivotal and your most rewarding achievement?
I suppose being able to say I've been in this industry for as long as I have, and still being with a band that means so much to me. You know, when you start out, there are all sorts of naysayers, and anyone who's in the music industry or wanting to get into the industry, you know, it's important to know that you're going to come up against opposition, against people who don't believe in what you're doing, and you've just got to push forward and keep going and believe in yourself, and above all, be original. And I think, you know, being original is important.
I think originality is definitely one of those things. I think you actually had a direct influence on Freshly Ground. Freshly Ground has hallmarks and kind of characteristics of
Mango Groove. We hear that a lot, but I think it's a lot to do with the fact you know, it's that sort of broad sort of Afro-pop sense, which I love. It's being eclectic, so it's using a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's possibly where the comparison comes in. But I love what they do, and they do it in their own unique way.
And they're very unique.
Absolutely.
And as a band, you've spent time together, you've travelled together.
Oh, yes.
Has that brought you closer in terms of musically on stage? You get to know each other's movements.
You do. And obviously over the years, there have been changes in the band. We've had, I'm sad to say, we've had people die. I mean, for instance, Mickey Vilakazi is long gone. Pumzile is long gone. We've, you know, people come and go in the worst possible way, and then equally people move on to other things. But the core of the band has been pretty stable for a very long time, and it is about, you do connect on stage, and I think the band right now, we're having more fun than we've ever had. I think it's also about appreciating what we do, you know, really enjoying it, and when we do it, it's very special to us.
And there's also been successes that you've had, you know, on a solo path where you've released a number of
That's been
albums.
fun. That's been scary because, you know, when you go on stage with 10 people and then you know, then you do your own solo thing. Admittedly, I never did. Whenever I've done solo work, I've always had a band with me, but 6 people doesn't feel enough. I want everyone on stage with me. So the solo thing's brilliant. You really push yourself. You kind of get to know yourself. You know, you're out of your comfort zone. So that's something I'll keep exploring. I'm assuming. I'm hoping.
I'm absolutely childlike, so excited as I'm seated here. But I think you would say something.
Thank you so much for joining us.
I've had the best time.
Being such a sport, cooking with us.
I loved
singing
it.
along with us.
Every minute.
She's not going anywhere. No, we're keeping it till the end, baby.
I'm coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, the next So the door is always open. Now, Hannon is a man that knows everything that there is when it comes to makeup, to styling, to beauty, and he's got some tips for us.